Welcome back. On this module, we are looking at Python and Python built-in modules, actually. And for example, there are three that we're going to talk about in here, which is math module, time modules, and system module. But there's many more, hundreds more, which are available at this URL that you can take a look at. For example, if you go to that site, one of the ones you'll see is called Turtle, and it allows you to draw. Literally, it provides you with a pen, and you can use the pen to draw different shapes and do different things. But the list is quite comprehensive, and there's a huge number of items in the list that you can explore or just search for specifically what you're looking for. And the list is extensive, from graphics to math to codecs for encoding and decoding, and many more. Too many to even mention in here. So we're gonna use this video to give you kind of a sense of what the list looks like, and try a few of them just so you get a flavor for it, and we go from there. So the first thing to note is that in order to use these modules, you have to import those modules. So let's go ahead and bring a Python shell up. And so if you don't know what modules are available and you don't want to go to the web, you can also do this. Just say modules, spell modules correctly, oops. And just the help will give you the whole list. So you can go through the list and find which one you're looking for and what they do and how to use them. Let's go ahead and jump in and learn how you can create a program starting with the math, for example. So, so let me go ahead and close this one. To create, let's go ahead and bring the Python shell up here, and I think I have a Python. Oops, wrong thing. Let's go ahead and have the Python here. This is a small piece of code. It imports the math library. And then start using it. In this case, it just says, okay, get a number, radius for a circle, or radians, I'm sorry, circle, angle and radians, get accepted from the user as an input, turn it into float, put it in this device, in value, and then take a sine of it, take a cosine of it, take a tangent of it. And the list is pretty extensive, so here's a sampling of what specifically functions are available within that module: sine, cosine, take a square root. So there's a variety of function that you're going to get access to. So let me go ahead and give you a taste of the list. Here are some of the items that is available: square root, sine, cosine, tangent, exponent, log, pi, e, all of those. And then you notice when you want to use a function here, you just do a dot with the name of the function that you want to use. So in this example, we are using sine, so it's math.sine. So one other thing I'll show you, it's sometimes the name of the modules are a little too complicated. You just don't want to type all that every time you want to use it on there. So what you could do, you could say, import math, but instead of calling it math, you can say as m. This way, when you go to use it, instead of having to type the full name math, you can just put whatever you named it as a replacement for it, and it works just fine. You can or cannot do that. It's up to you, whichever way works for it. So if I run this module, I will get a shell. Ask me for in radians what I'm looking for. So if I say, let's say, I don't know, something, let's say one radians, what's the angle of 1 radians? And it tells me sine of 1 radian, which is which is pi over roughly 3. So it's 0.84. Okay, and you can find more function. As I said, I showed you some of the ones that are available in here in math, and some other ones are available in other modules as well. Another module that potentially could be useful from time to time, you may want to get time of day, you might want to deal with the time of the year, day of the week, whatever you're looking for, or you want to put your program to sleep, or whatever you want to do with time. There's another module called time. And so what I can do, I can also import, and I would actually, you can put them all on the same line. So I can say as m, and then maybe time as t, and on and on. And then the list of functionality that's available there is right here. So for example, you can say, once you have imported the time, you want to get, for example, what time of the, what hour of the day it is, or what day of the week it is. You can use these function tm, time local.tm underscore year, and or month, time underscore month, or month of the day, the month, or hours, or minutes, or seconds, and you get that information back up. Pretty straightforward. And then if none of those are what you need, you're looking for something else, you can go ahead and go back to this link that we had just a minute ago. So and then sys gives you some system. For example, if you want your program to exit in the middle of it, you can have a module called sys included, and sys has one of the functions it provides is .exit. So you can say sys.exit and you leave the system. But anyway, so but if you want to learn to use other functions, and so here is in this doc Python library has a whole list of them. So let's go back and pick one, and say, so I'm going to say go ahead and find me the Python, or give me a list of. Usually I don't remember the URL, so I just kind of ask the question, and Google is pretty good about finding the right page for me. And here's the index. I open it up, and let's say, hey, I want to use this module. I want to do some graphics. I want to draw circles. I want to draw lines. And what gives me that? And I've searched it already, and I know there's a function called turtle in here. There's even a sound one that you can bring a wave or other sounds files in and play them back, dub them, improve upon them, and do all kinds of stuff. But let's just pick turtle, for example. I've never used turtle before till just a few minutes ago when I was getting ready for this video. And so turtle is a graphics function, so I can use it to draw different things. And the library is called turtle, and then it's got a whole mess of functions that I can use. I can use stuff to do motion. I can use stuff to change where I am in the coordinate system. I can move things to a different coordinate system. I set my measurement in degree or radians. I can change my pen colors, what color I'm using, or just the color of what I'm drawing, different kind of filling things. And I can also do shapes. So I can do, for example, a circle, a line, whatever else I want to do. So let's go play with this and see, as a last thing in this video, see if we can get a little program running on this one. So let's say, okay, I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. So let's go ahead and import this time. Instead of importing a math module, let's go ahead and import the graphics module, which is called turtle. So I'm going to bring the turtle in, and I don't want to have to type turtle, especially since I misspell it all the time. So I'm going to say as T, and then what I'll say, okay, so let's say what should we do? Okay, let's get accept an input, and we'll get accept an input, and we say the input is enter the radius for the red circle. So I'm going to draw a circle which is red, okay? So all I have to do that is basically go back here, find the circle, and I already did that. So I will basically say t dot circle, and the radius is going to be in value. And oops, in val, that's what I call the value. And so let's get rid of this. So all this program does, it draws a circle and returns. And let's make it a loop. So that's 10 of these things. So so for this, we'll say for I in range, I think that's how you say it, in range 1, comma 10. So we do 10 of these things, and then we have to indent this so he knows that is in the loop. So hopefully we've done the right things. It does a circle, comes back and asks us question, does another one, comes back and asks us question. Let's see if that works. So we'll go ahead and save this file. I'm going to save it from whatever I was saving the other one. And then F5, we just wanted the run menu and run it, or you just simply press the F5. Okay, it says, okay, enter the value of radius of the circle you want me to draw. And I said I wanted to do a circuit, but we'll fix that to circle in a minute. So let's say I want it to be 10, okay? And it was in a different page, so I'm going to bring it once it's finished. Okay, so this is what it did. It did a little circle, except my circle is in black. I don't want it to be in black. I want it to be in red. So how do I do that? Well, before we get into this loop, I can come up here and say dot color, set it to red. Again, and all of these are defined if I go back to the turtle and look at it. So now we're going to set it to 10. I had some misspelling, like here, red is not circuit, but rather a circle. And so we enter, maybe make it a little nicer, capital letter, and that's great. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it once again. Control S, by the way, save. So Control S, F5, run it. And for whatever reason, it likes to put my window on my other monitor so you can't see it. So now what I'm going to do, okay, so that was in 10. And what color was it? It kind of was this, so let's go ahead and do a 50, a little bit bigger. So, okay. So, oops. So let's make these a little bit smaller so we can kind of see both of these next to each other if I can find where the other one is. It's hidden. There it is. So here is the circle that was drawn, and that's as easy as you can. I mean, you can go back and enter more information on that program. I have a little bit of a disadvantage here because they kind of overlap, and let's see if I can make it smaller so you can see it being drawn. And by the way, you can change also the speed by which it draws and all of that. So I'm on a circle that's twice as big, and here it is. And there's line drawing, there is all kinds of graphics that you can do with that. If you want to build a user interface that has, graphical user interface, you could do that as well with Python. Just bring the right module and start using the right module to do that. And as so this was basically introducing you to the whole idea of modules and how modules are created, how modules are used, and all of that. So let's go ahead and bring the and the program is simple as finding the module. You can go to that directory in python.org, find the list, find the function you want, figure out what are all the functions that that module offers you, and by just using them per description, you can get this. So let's just go back to the module on Python so we can kind of actually see. So I was using Turtle, and the things I was using was I was using the color, and I was using the circle function on this one. So the color function is right here under color control. It kind of tells you how to do it, depending on what you're drawing. So it sets your pen color. You could set your fill color. And then the other function I was using was your drawing functions, the shapes, drawing shapes. And the one I decided to use was a circle. And once again, you have access to all of this these functions, and you just kind of, the hardest part is figuring out which one you want to use and which one works for you. That brings us to the end of built-in modules in Python, how to import them, how to use them, and that's it for now.